You are able to push out mass emails directly from the mobile RepMove app by going into your dashboard and then going down to the mass email selection. This does require setting a default email on your mobile device. If you are working with a work email, you want to make sure that that default email is set to your work email and not a personal email. So it does push to that default email. Before we go into the mass email, let's click over and talk about that. On Android, going into your settings to your default apps and setting that default email to your Google, your Outlook, or whatever that preferred work email that you want those mass emails to be pushed out of. In the case of an iPhone, very similar, we want to set our default apps. We want to make sure that we are choosing that email and selecting the email that we want on there as well. But there are email templates that can be used that preset subject line, verbiage, or any links to documents. And with the iPhone, it does require having the Mail app. This is a requirement from Apple. So we want to make sure that we have that Mail app and that it has at least two different mail accounts set to it, along with your iCloud device. So once we have that in there and we're setting at least two, and one of them being that default one that you want, then we come out and we want to make sure that on that Mail app, we are coming down and it has default mail showing as Outlook, if you are Outlook, Google if you are Google, or whatever that preferred default mail app is. On top of that, we need to go down to the composing when we're working with the iPhone and going through that Mail app. We need to make sure that down in composing, our default account is set as well. And with my Outlook, it's through Exchange, so it comes up as Exchange. And we want to make sure that's selected. If yours is Google or whatever it may be, you need to make sure that it is selected as the default under composing as well if you're going to be utilizing those email templates. Let's jump back over to the RepMove app and go into that mass email. If we click into it, it is going to pull every single one of the contacts that we have saved that has an email address. Down below is a floating filters bar with the same filters that you see all over the RepMove platform. Account type, categories, tags, or accounts not visited with certain dates. Go ahead and apply the filters to narrow down who you want to send this mass email out to. Maybe it's only to a certain type of accounts, just my live customers on there. Maybe they fall into certain categories or are tagged with certain product lines, certain tags that are used based on what your company has. Or maybe you're sending out something to anyone that you haven't visited in a certain amount of time. Apply whatever filters work and then hit that view button. You'll see that the contacts come back and are reduced to only those that meet the companies or accounts that fall inside those filters. Go ahead and toggle them all on or individually adding or removing what you want. And then when you're ready, hit that check mark. This will show you all of the categories and how many different contacts you have falling under those categories selected. If the admin user has locked the to and the CC option, then you will only see a BCC option for sending these out. If it is not locked by the admin user, beware, it will have a to, a CC, and a BCC option. Make sure you're choosing that correct email receiver type, how you want it to be sent out from your default email. Now, right from here, you can hit the create email and it will push directly out to your default email. It is just moving all of those contacts that you have. It is not including any subject or any body. That is to be added. And remember, when this sends out, it is from your email. It is not through RepMove. And when anyone responds to you, especially when it's on a BCC, then it's a 1v1 email between you and that individual. In the case of the iPhone, where we are going in and we are composing using those email templates. Those email templates are right down here. These are created by the admin user, and they can be product flyers, new customer flyers, anything that is set up that you are sending out consistently to multiple people, different types of accounts. Go ahead and grab whatever email template you are pushing out based on those filters you applied, and hit the confirm button. When you create email on an Android, it will still push directly to your default email. But like we said, in an iPhone, it is going to utilize the Mail app. It is going to show up in that Mail composing version, putting in that subject line, any of that data, any of the links that were provided on that pre-built email template by the admin user. And then when you go ahead and push that email out, it still goes through that default email you have set up with your composing through Mail. And then it is not through RepMove. It'll have your signature. And when they respond, it is right back to you inside of your email. These mass emails can be pushed out through the web as well, except on the web version, it does not include the use of the pre-made email templates. Let's switch over to that. Now I'm logged into the same account on the web platform. I'm looking at all the accounts that are assigned to my user. Looks like I have a total of 102 different accounts. I can come up to those same filters up here and apply any of those that I need by customer, category, or by those tags and break it down. We can also do this from the map when we're looking at all of our accounts. We can use the action button to go around any area, circle those. We can also use those same filters up here. And we can use the accounts not visited when we're on the map to select if all the accounts that I have not visited in any specific time frame. Once we've used the filters, we narrow that down to the accounts that we wish to send this out to. We can go to the email function here. By clicking into that, it's going to bring over all of my contacts that have emails associated with them. If we go back over to that accounts page, same thing here. We apply those filters. From this page, though, there is not the accounts not visited filter. Up at the top, you can select everything on a page. In this case, I have 30 at a time selected. We can change that to a larger amount if we're looking to do larger. And if we want to go to multiple pages, we can slide over to additional pages and select those as well. Once we have everyone that we would like, we can go into the show actions and go to the email. This will do the same thing. It'll pull all of our contacts that we have from any of the accounts selected. We can add in subject or message information right here. At the top, we can select all of those on, or we can select them on or off individually. And you'll notice that email receiver type up in the top right corner. We want to make sure that if we're doing it mass, most likely it's going to be a BCC. If we put in anything under this subject, then that'll come over in that spot. Same with the body, or if we leave it blank, it'll just move all of those contact emails right over to our default email. Once we hit create, pulls that over, moves everyone into the right spot, and you are able to create that email, send it out. Again, it's directly from your default email with your signature, and when they respond, it's back to you, not through RepMove. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you.